Hey everyone. I've had a little bit of time to write down some analogies to explain what I'm going through and how I'm feeling right now. Some 4 months after I found out about the Bible changing. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it like I've done in the past. So here I am, almost 4 months after I was first awoken to the supernatural changes in the Bible. How do you gather your thoughts when there are so many thoughts you don't even know how to gather them? I scatter them before the Lord and ask Him to make sense of all my ashes. The embers from the mind of a vapor who is only here for a little time. I know I can say with certainty that this is probably the most trying time in my life. As a Christian, I don't think I've ever been in a storm where the fog was so thick and the wind roared so greatly. I don't think I've ever had so many questions. Questions like, why can some see and not others? Why me and not my husband? Why me and not my really good Christian friends? Why do I know a circle of about 200 people, and why does only one person that I know of openly admit that they too see the changes? Why all of the persecution? Why all of the isolation? Why was I born with a passion for truth that outweighs any desire this world can offer me? It is bittersweet. Sweet because I know that I am awake and no longer dreaming. Bitter because sometimes I realize that the dream I was awakened from seems enticing sometimes, because it was way less lonely and it was way less scary. Maybe you're listening to this and you can identify with everything that I've said. Maybe I'm putting these YouTube videos out there because I want my voice to be heard by someone, because nobody around me can hear me. Maybe you're listening to this because you're also searching, like we are all searching, for other souls who can identify with you and what you're facing. Seeing the very Bible inside my home that I have read during my entire walk with God, changing words, has been like me standing by the edge of the sea and being crashed by the waves. Waves I have no control over. Yes, this is extremely hard. And I'm being tossed about right now, back and forth, trying to figure everything out. But just when I think I can't take any more, I realize there's a tsunami in the distance, and it's coming straight for me. And it's not just headed for me, it's headed for everyone else too. Only I see so many nonchalant people walking up on the beach, living their lives, sunbathing and having a great time. They say they don't see the tsunami. They only notice me in the water and wonder why I'm struggling so much. Well, the sea represents the truth. And when I step foot into it, it sucked me in, and I can't go back to the beach now. The beach represents a normal life. A life that tells me I can worry about what lies ahead some other day, but not today. The tsunami is what is yet to come, the unknown, the acceleration of what I already see happening. I'm haunted by the familiar feeling within my spirit telling me something big is around the corner. The anticipation I find is mingled with fear and excitement all at once. Fear because I'm being tossed around by these waves and I'm barely hanging on. How will I survive the tsunami when it comes into full effect? Excitement because deep within I know I've been prepared for this my whole life. And part of me is yelling within myself, bring it on. How can I make a difference when I am a mere pebble tossed by these waves? Who am I against this tsunami so big? Is this how David felt when faced with Goliath? I'm not sure about you, but sometimes I feel like this whole thing, this whole Mandela Effect, it's like a big giant Goliath, and almost everybody around me is avoiding it. They're turning away because they don't want to see it, and they don't want to face it. They don't want to stand in the gap and proclaim the truth. I'm only a pebble, just one person. Maybe you feel the same way. But in the hands of our God, what can he do with just a few willing pebbles? I have a feeling that we're about to find out. We are stretched out over many lands and distances, but I know he has us. He has picked us up one by one, and we are in the very palms of his hands. God is in control. One sentence, 4 words, but it is those very words that are sustaining me. That truth is like a lifeline of air to my spirit and to my soul. I'm overtaken by the waves, but I'm held by a heavenly cord. The cord is made up of every word written in my heart and every breath of strength that he gives me. I feel overwhelmed, but I know this is happening for a reason. Soon, I believe he will give me the ability to breathe underwater, and those waves won't be able to hurt me anymore. In other words, what overtakes me now will only be a shadow of a thought once he fully equips me. I know I'm being strengthened. I know I'm being prepared, and the tsunami of the unknown is still moving forward. It's getting closer and closer and closer. And what advice do I have to give those who are listening, but the same advice I keep telling myself? Cling to Jesus tighter and tighter and tighter. And if you don't see, and you're listening to someone like me, and you're reassuring self that I'm just mad and I'm just crazy, what good will your ability to reason this all away do you when the same tsunami that is coming for me hits you too? Maybe it's a good idea to leave the distractions and comforts of the beach and place your foot into the water too. It just might prove to be the biggest leap of faith that you've ever taken. But it's a step that we all need to take. Once again, thanks for listening to me. I'm praying for everyone in this community. And for all those who don't know Jesus, I encourage you to cry out to him. Ask him for the truth. He promises that if we know the truth, that truth will set us free. But sometimes we grow to be too comfortable in our bonds. That's when we have to come humbly before him and ask him to take from us the things that our flesh is holding on to, that we can't let go of, things that keep us from having a relationship with him. Ask him to forgive you, ask him to cleanse you, and accept him as your Savior today. I love you all. Take care until next time, and God bless.